Night falls over an old warehouse in Wilmington, North Carolina. Through broken windows, pale beams of light cut through the fog. It's as if the moon itself is watching the set. Black feathers are everywhere, scattered on the cold floor, caught on the costumes, clinging to the camera. The director whispers into the headset,
Quiet on set, camera, action.
and so began one of the darkest film shoots in Hollywood history, The Crow. Brandon Lee grew up in the long, heavy shadow of his father, Bruce Lee. His father died when Brandon was only 8. For the rest of his life, he carried a question. Could he ever be more than just the son of Bruce Lee? He was quiet, introspective, but inside him burned the same fire. He trained in martial arts, studied acting, and struggled to be seen as his own person. Then came the script, The Crow, a dark, poetic story based on James O'Barr's comic. A man who dies and rises again to avenge the one he loved. Brandon read the script and said,
This role, it's about me.
filming began in early 1993. Director Alex Proyas was a perfectionist. Every frame had to breathe tragedy and beauty. They filmed in abandoned buildings, cold, damp, shrouded in shadow. Rain poured through holes in the roof. Lights flickered like dying candles. Actors were constantly shivering. The nights were long. The air smelled of smoke and metal. But something extraordinary was being born in that darkness. One cameraman later said,
Sometimes I'd look at Brandon, pale makeup, black circles under his eyes, and I couldn't tell where the actor ended and the character began.
the unclean energy. From day one, strange things happened. On the first day, a camera broke. On the second, the set flooded. On the third, a crew member was burned by a sudden explosion. Then, one night, the studio caught fire. No one was there. No clear cause was ever found. Film reels went missing. Equipment malfunctioned. Someone joked,
Looks like someone doesn't want this film to be made.
but the laughter faded when people started having the same dream. A black crow circling above the set, refusing to leave. March 31st, 1993. It was supposed to be the last day of shooting. Only a few scenes left. In one of them, Brandon's character was shot and killed. They had done it before. Everything was routine. But that morning, the film's armorer didn't show up. A prop assistant checked the gun himself. He believed it was loaded with blanks. What no one knew, a fragment of a real bullet was still lodged in the barrel. The cameras rolled. Actor Michael Massey raised the gun and fired. Brandon fell to the ground. The director thought he was acting. The fall looked too real, too perfect. The scene continued for several seconds. Then someone screamed. Brandon wasn't moving. Blood was spreading, real blood. The camera kept recording. The set froze in horror. People shouted, rushed forward, but it was too late. The bullet had pierced his abdomen. He was rushed to the hospital. For 7 hours, doctors fought to save him. At 1:03 p.m., Brandon Lee was pronounced dead. He was 28 years old. His wedding was planned for 2 weeks later. The studio shut down production. Rumors spread. The Crow was cursed. The press wrote about the ghost of Bruce Lee, about a family doomed to repeat tragedy. Both father and son, gone during the making of films about death. Completing the film, many actors didn't want to return, but the director said quietly,
We have to finish this. For him,
they used body doubles and early CGI, revolutionary for its time, to complete the film. When The Crow was finally released in 1994, audiences watched that final scene, not realizing they were seeing real death captured on film. In theaters, there was silence, then standing ovations. The movie became a cult classic, and Brandon Lee, a legend frozen in time. After the premiere, strange stories resurfaced. Editors said they heard whispers on the film reels. Crew members claimed to dream of black crows flying over their beds. One actor swore he saw Brandon's reflection in a camera lens. Coincidence? Maybe. But everyone agreed. The Crow wasn't just a movie. It was a haunting, a love story carved in grief, a reminder that some performances demand too high a price. Years have passed. On Brandon Lee's grave, people still leave black feathers. No one knows who brings them. On the gravestone are words he once wrote in his journal. Because love is like a crow. It always returns to the one it has lost. The camera fades out. The light dies. And a single black feather drifts to the ground. A silent reminder that some stories never end. Even after the credits.